Hey, my people, what's going on? This is Major with Major TV. Let's talk. I want to have a real candid conversation about the origins of NFAC, Grandmaster J, his goal and plan from my observation standpoint as a black man in America who have experienced systemic racism, self-hate, as well as division in leadership and among black people. The reason why I want to have a candid conversation is because a lot of times we tend to downplay the significance of our fight. And I think we get sidetracked believing that because we progress as a people and we elevated in our knowledge, especially about self, about some truths that was untold, about our ugly past in history in America, but later find out our greatness originating from Africa and the contribution to Africa and to civilization, And I really believe that because things have happened where doors open for some blacks and opportunities came available and some instances, we know as a black people, there always been that fine line drawn in the sand. And up until Barack Obama became president, we was still like wondering what's going on, but we know, I don't care if it's a black, white, Asian, Latino, what have you, president. The presidency, politicians, the government's controlled by banks, controlled by corporations. Every so often, we hear about a black person being exposed, and I said black person? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say a black person. I wandered for a second. But every so often, we see a politician in government, what is municipal, local, state, federal, that get caught up in some kind of scandal. And the funny part about it, a lot of these politicians, once they're not in office, they go work for these companies and corporations and banks to become lobbyists. And when you look at it, there are so many millions of dollars put in these people's hands to do what? Not allow the people, not just black people, not allow the people to progress. And unfortunately for black people, you have the poorest, then you got the poorest of the poorest. And it's set up like that, right? And then you have this race game going on, whereas you have the poor whites literally not liking blacks. And don't get me wrong, I met some cool white people. Didn't know them personally, but the way they came off, they appear to be cool. But I never really had a white friend, right? And I never trying to seek that. But I want to believe they have good white people. And I watch on different YouTube channels and check out certain white people that be speaking to their people and trying to correct them about the racism that's going on, and trying to talk them out of being racist and treating people right and what have you, not hating black people and so forth, so on. But I'm talking about those white people that are truly racist and don't like black people and people of color. I'm talking about those people who are complicit white people, right? I mean, everybody can see how the government been treating us. Everybody can see how the banking institution been treating us. Everybody can see how corporations and businesses been treating us. Everybody can see how police been treating us. Everybody can see what has happened with black people in the military throughout the years. So there was a lot of things going on and still going in the black community. And though we have movements going on, the nonviolent protests, we have different activists, grassroots organizations. You got a lot of pro-black campaigns on YouTube, social media that expose a lot of ugly truths and racism and actually call people out, right? You're the nation, you're the ministry that really bring out some interesting things that have been in the fight and informed us for years, you know. And salute to that, brother. Salute to everybody doing their thing. But it seemed like when Grandmaster Jay came on the scene, and I've already been around for 3 years, but when that situation happened, Brunswick, Georgia, with Ahmaud Arbery, where they hunt the brother down and killed the father and son, where the son killed him, the father abetted, and then you had the lawyer taping the friend, you know, that was taping everything. And them brothers went down there on, we didn't know what was going on. And when I first seen on Tariq Nasheed YouTube channel talking about it. And when I went to check Grandmaster Jay out, he was going to everybody's throat. He was like taking no hostages. He was just telling everybody about themselves, and particularly about pro-black people, people that be talking black, but have yet to take the next step. And the reason why I want to have this candid conversation, because I see a lot of people don't like this. They don't like the fact that Grandmaster Jay dropped his balls and challenged the system. And he did it in such an intelligent way that I have to really admire him. Like I said, I'm a legal mind. When I hear dude talk, dude be talking not just intellectually, because he's there, but then he get over to the law, whereas he break down the law to the point. Let me tell y'all about the law. People don't realize, I'm not speaking about law, I have some background, right? People don't realize there's a law for everything. We got a law in, this, in God's kingdom. They got laws everywhere. You got laws in your mom's house, in your own house. And when I say laws, you know, it have to be in fine print. You know what I mean? When, you know, you got your rules in the house, but you know, legally, you got stuff documented, right? You got the U.S. Constitution. You got the state constitution. You know what I'm saying? You got different policies, mandates, rules, policies, all this in play, all in businesses and everywhere. So it's not like you can just do what you want to do. And a lot of people think they can just do. You cannot do what you want to do. And for black people, we've been so, I don't want to use the word afraid, but I'm going to use that word, right? Because I don't believe black people are scared. We just moving and thinking, right? And I hate when pro-black brothers just come down on the black community like the black community don't care. The black community only responded in the way where they think about them, because y'all showing where y'all can't come together and put this together, so they gotta survive in the meantime. But they are on call. I don't really want to believe a lot of black people are on call. And for those who share the values of white America and want to be complicit to a lot of this nonsense, that want to be Uncle Tom Coon or what have you, that's on them, bruh. I know everybody cannot be saved, love, but I know one thing. There are people out here that's sick and tired, that do care and want to fight. And when Grandmaster Jay come on the scene, he called out a lot of people that I feel, my personal opinion, and why the mantle and the baton, when it was changing hands in the movement, it was stagnated because we didn't have the Kings and the Malcolm X anymore. They had that it factor again. That it factor that really know how to get engaged and galvanize and bring black people together. And then get other people of non-black descent, even whites, to see what they was talking about, right? But they went so far sacrificing their life. A lot of our leaders, they are so on some other issue. And we know that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King did talk. We don't want to talk about it. They did talk, right? There was a time where these brothers was possibly going to team up. But we already know how the chapter ended. But my issue is the stagnation in black progress and black people not actually coming together. And I'm not talking about all black people. I only take a few good men and a few good women to start the movement. Like when you watch the movie 300 and how they were trying to get these white countries to come together to fight against the Persians, and 300 people sacrificed their life to bring all these people together to stop the Persians from overcoming them. Well, the same thing go with black people, right? We may not have the masses, but we need people willing to take make the sacrifices to make it better, like the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X, right? Like the Marcus Garvey. You know, we need the Sojourner Truth, the Harriet Tubman, the Frederick Douglass. You know, we need people that's willing to fight and go. The Grandmaster J is. We need that, right? Willing to get locked up and not be afraid to get locked up. Willing to take a bullet and not being afraid of taking a bullet because he's fighting for a just cause. Today is Christmas, and people celebrating Christmas, right? But they don't want to look at the story of Jesus as being a revolutionary. You look at the churches, white, black, what have you, Christian churches, that I feel, in my opinion, misrepresent how Jesus really pushed the gospel, the truth, or whatever you want to call it if you believe in Christianity. But I'm coming from a revolutionary perspective, right? He questioned all the norms that wasn't right. He challenged people in looking at themselves. Remember the lady, right? Remember the lady wanted stone? And when they confronted Jesus right in the sand with his finger, and it said, Master, she committed adultery on her husband. He said, he without sin cast the first stone. But he went to the synagogue, upset the way how they was doing unlawful things or things that was considered a sin in the temple or synagogue, and how he ramshacked it. I mean, it says messages about love, right? But what I see and what I, in truth and what have you, what I see was a man that was sick and tired of what he was saying. How people were so, I mean, he challenged the leaders and everything. And he put them on blast, right? And what they did, because he was trying to bring love, show truth, show the kingdom. They killed him. Every leader that stands up against the government, they do what? Kill him. And guess who they used to bring him down? Its own people. Right? And when we fast forward to now with black people, we kill each other right now because you know why? You got a brother by the name Grandmaster J that started a group called NFAC. And this brother called a lot of people out. Even myself, I take responsibility. I'm not going to exclude myself. I don't consider myself a leader. But I do feel like I could have did more in the movement, right? But this brother challenged us, and I watched a lot of people lash out at this brother. Call this brother everything but the child of God. I watched these white people go at this brother, and I don't hear none of them brothers who going against this brother say anything about him, but they on the YouTube platforms, they speak on their social media, and got nothing good to say about what he's doing, trying to find all the fault. There's that nigga tree, and I don't use the N-word too much, but I'm going to use this word. There's a nigga tree that's messed up in our brain, right? And it hurt because he was just only trying to say and calling all of my stop bullshitting. Stop looking like you hustling, brother. You don't get the point where you speak all this rah, rah, rah. Systemic racism and genocide, and they kidnapped and they did this and they did that. We gotta become more emboldened. We gotta do this. We gotta know self. We gotta build our community. We have to support black business. We gotta do all this. But they gun us down like dogs. They're harassing us for anything, pull us over and just violate our Fourth Amendment. Then they send us to prison and put us in some unfair, unusual conditions, cruel conditions. And they give you a speedy trial, give you an effed up attorney, public defender, that will sell you out and make you plead guilty, and you may not even be guilty with this thing you did. Exaggerated everything, took a little charge and made a big charge. Police literally lie on black people in them courthouses every day. And guess what? I told you, he's an outstanding great officer and blah, blah, blah. But he's a liar. There's so many black people that have been falsely arrested. So many black people that ushered through court just railroad. But this brother was like, hey, I'm not coming to shoot nobody unless they mess with me. But I'm telling y'all need to stop protesting. Y'all need to stop walking around careless, pushing agenda, and you have counter-protesters coming out there with guns. You have police whack you across your head, hit you with stun guns and I'm sorry, y'all. Damn. Tasers and all this, right? And he said, man, you got a Second Amendment right. Don't you see other white people and militias got guns? They walk in the courthouse. They going to rallies and everything. And the police not doing nothing. And they exposed. And going back to the legal part. This dude knew that the Second Amendment said you have a right to carry arms. Even when we read the Second Amendment, they talking about lining up with the government and protecting the country and what have you. But we are part of the country. But my whole point is, this brother dropping Jews that nobody never dropped. Black Panthers back then, yeah, they did their thing, but it wasn't like we was around then. We just read it and what have you. You have leaders that's living right now during that time, not even talking like the Black Panthers. You have leaders right now that been around and know what's going on. But quick to tell you, hey, like Mr. Farrakhan, all due respect to Mr. Farrakhan, salute, he said that black people should get home and fight back, and if such as happen, you fight back, right? And Yvette Cornell could challenge him on this and say, you got a whole nation. Why would you tell somebody to do that if you get caught up there, have a lawyer, you know, you have nothing in place and what have you, and you have a whole army, man, and blah, 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 and not feel her argument and not see where he was coming from, right? And it wasn't that the fact that he was wrong in saying that. The fact that made it look a bit crazy is the fact he does have an army, right? And you're telling black people to stand up, but you're not saying that the nation gonna be right behind them. So we still got made on that because it caused friction within the black community. And you had the Yvette Cornell feeling a certain kind of way about that, right? And you had people in the middle that was scared to say, well, the minister shouldn't say it like that, you know, should have, choose his words carefully. But that's the minister. And I guess that's how you felt. But I feel like argument can be like what Grandmaster did right now, went on the forefront and argued the fact that, hey, our leaders are talking too much. There's somebody comment, thanks to whoever was talking about this, was saying they're from Kentucky and look at this. I don't know, one of the recent videos I dropped. I don't know which one that was. I would think it was the one that was emailed or what have you, but he was saying he's from Kentucky. He and Grandmaster J-Mess, they had money at the Kentucky Derby. And he was talking about the other thing about the KKK and how the mass racism and what have you, right? And all I'm going to say is this. We have to understand that this candid conversation I'm trying to have, I'm trying to be frank as possible, right? We got to realize that Grandmaster J was only trying to expose some real truths about this country and even about us. We as leaders also acting out of fear. We're also being extra careful. But we criticizing other black people that's being the same way. And like I said in my video about why black leadership easily neutralized, because we don't show the black community how to make a dollar or put money in the community or opportunity in the community while community can grow. So after all that talking and all that rah, it turns into rhetoric when you can't follow up with action. That goes for me or anybody that's talking the talk, but not walking it. We gotta walk it. We gotta also show through actions. Grandmaster J did that. He told you, hey, don't you know you have a Second Amendment right to carry on legally? He tell you about getting the permits. He tell you about when you're going these rallies, what's going on. This guy goes so far as surveying the whole situation they're going in when they do their formation. When I was in Lafayette, Louisiana, this brother wasn't playing. I mean, when I seen the dude Delta on American Do For Show talking that and yap about that brother, I was like, he should be ashamed. But that was a clear example of many leaders in our community right now today. If you had issues with that brother, that should have been handled behind closed doors, not spoken publicly. If you had issues with that brother, he should have started his own little situation and still support the brother. My freaking problem with a lot of brothers and sisters that's in the movement, y'all get mad, y'all disrespect each other and what have you, before y'all even start finding a middle ground or taking 2 steps back and digressing and reevaluating and doing some self-inventory and making adjustments, and then still doing your own thing and supporting the brother. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King had issues. Malcolm called Martin some ugly things, you know. And Martin still finds it hard to talk to the brother. Even though they agree to disagree, they talk. And they had respect. And I gotta give it to Malcolm. Malcolm said, I don't care if he's a Christian and I don't agree with what he's doing. He's still a brother. And he was willing and going to the South. I don't know if that was Alabama. I can stand to be corrected. Please correct me. He was willing to go in the South and shoot them guns to defend black people. He was willing to go down there. In fact, sacrifice his life because, you know, he'd been outnumbered. But only Elijah Muhammad, you know, didn't want that. Didn't allow it to happen. But he did some word out there to the media. The brother was no nonsense, for real. And them brothers, though They disagreed on issues. They agreed on one thing. Black people need to be liberated by any means, in the sense of whether you're going to protest non-violently or you have to pick up a gun and protest and fight or what have you. They was with it, right? And they agreed. But today, these brothers and sisters, man, I don't understand. I don't know where all the disrespect and hate come from. I mean, I cannot care for a brother or a sister, but I'm not about to call you your name. And please don't call me my name. I'm not about to go at your head about something that's bigger than you and I, because it's gonna take a group effort. In the African proverb, right? It says that it takes a village to raise a child. We're gonna take more than a village to fight this American government, you know. And what Grandmaster Jay was trying to do is just, I mean, he was just trying to let us know what's up. And if that meant calling us out, that meant exposing the reality that we come to a point where the talking is not getting as far as we should. Protesting not getting as far as we should. Let's spruce it up a little bit. Let's put some guns on us legally. Let's exercise our second. And sad to say, a lot of black people wasn't as outspoken for the brother in leadership positions or influential people that had platforms, right? That's pro-black. And you had some of the black people that wasn't also supporting this brother as much. But we know there are nice, tremendous amount of black people, I believe in the millions, that really support this brother. And there's other groups probably supporting this brother of color. But I know one thing, man. We are not learning from the 70s and 60s. And I'm going to have a real convo about that, right? What did we learn from the 60s and 70s? I definitely want to talk about that, and I will do a video soon. But this was a candid conversation about Grandmaster Jay and what this brother was trying to do. This brother is smart as hell. I did a video, Grandmaster Jay smarter than what you thinking. I had a lot of trolls just going at me about it, right? But I was coming from a standpoint like, this dude knew the law. He knew the law, you know what I'm saying? That's why this case he got against him, dude already ready, you know what I'm saying? But getting a lawyer is always better. You don't want to, incriminate yourself or get so emotional. When you're doing your own case, you get emotional. It's best to have somebody that's not emotionally attached to your case. But I feel like he's going to turn out good. And I just feel like this brother was dropping jewels, I mean, you don't have to get off into religious philosophies and whatnot. You don't have to believe everything you say. But I'm going to say one thing. You have to believe in the fact that he did bring some real energy in the black movement and struggle. He did inform us about being armed again on the Second Amendment. We was informed, throughout the years, especially through the Black Panthers, but a lot of black people try to stay on the other side of the fence of it. They prefer the non-violent approach, Tamika Mallory and my son, approach. The Al Sharpton approach, And a lot of brothers and sisters that do talk about systemic racism and address issues in our community, there is success in that. People do need to know the truth, and things need to be exposed. Like, I'm not a person to gossip thing, I'm not the person that try to jump on every topic that's out there, And I admire some people that touch on topics that affects the community, and when they elaborate on it strongly, I like that. But I'm in it for the people, man. I'm not in it for just to get likes and subscribers and whatnot. I just want the message to get out, And if you want to start a YouTube channel, you can just do what you want to do. If it's not too cool, I just decided to do this, And I love the fact that um, I'm getting all this positive feedback. I love the fact that y'all see what I'm saying and y'all support it. A lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying, been in the game, you know, and I'm just a new kid on the block just trying to do my part. But I just want to thank you for listening. Um, Always comment. I love them comments, you know what I'm saying? Um, a lot of times y'all share things with me and put things on my mind. If y'all want me to talk about something, just just bring it to my attention. Somebody wanted me to share a GoFundMe account, which I don't think that was a biggie because um, you can easily find it, but you know there'll be a lot of fraud stuff going on, right? Also share, like, and subscribe. You know, hit the notification button. I'm gonna be dropping stuff, y'all. You know, I'm on fire. You know, this therapy for me. You know, um, in my days, you know how we dying. You know, we dying um, due to violence. We dying due to COVID. We dying due to police violence. We dying um, from illnesses. You know, drugs, what have you. You know, we dying. You know what I'm saying? Some of us dying because of natural causes, but black people, we are dying. And before I die, you know, I want to be on the right side of history. So that's why I do what I do. I love y'all. I love my people. Y'all stay up. Y'all be blessed. And stay tuned for another one. Peace.